So, and I've said that before, it's just like, we literally are the chosen people. And I love the fact that now the curiosity is raising, you know what I mean? And so, because when I grew up, it wasn't cool to be Nigerian. It wasn't cool to be Haitian. It was like, oh, you African booty scratcher, you fresh off the boat. Come on, all of them things, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just changed maybe 7, 8 years where now Afrobeats and now, oh, I want to know where I'm from. And I love it because the more power you know, the stronger we are, you know, and the Jews figured it out, everybody else figured it out, the Asians figured it out. They divided us so crazy that now I feel like once we start realizing who we are, then, you know, the sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
You feel like now, at a point, it didn't work in your favor as far as your career, but now it does?
I feel like it's, yeah, because I always had a sound that I remember, yo, and I take credit for this, yo. Like, there's been like Afrobeat artists, you know, like D'banj and Two Face and P Squared that were really big, you know, around the world, but no one really broke into the States. D'banj did with Kanye, but no one really broke. And so me being out here, I feel like I was going to radio program directors and playing my song Love Rhythm, and they couldn't catch the beat because it was so foreign to them. So that's how I knew, oh, I'm really breaking into something new that this might either hurt me or help me. And they were like, I don't know how I'm gonna play it because the beat is weird. Right. So how we gonna make it work? It just happened that when women started hearing it, they were like, oh my God, oh my God. But at first niggas didn't know what to do with the record. So at first it hurt, but then I knew once it connected, I'd be one of the first ones, you know, to kind of break into with Love Rhythm and In My Bed and these records that went platinum. But
yeah, because you got the record with Lotto.
Yeah.
And then like you got T.I. on a record. You got 50 on a record.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now I'm like, damn, the nigga got 50 on the record. How do I not know this?
Yeah.
Why is it not marketed that crazy? You know what I mean? Like, how does it not be out there that much so we can know that? Because 50 ain't even really jumping on shit like that.
That was like 10 years ago, though.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, and I missed that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what happened was, man, even the story of how that came about, bro, like,
what's up, guys? Join the millions of fans that played on Underdog last year with the pick'em game you could win by making sports picks. It's time to turn those takes into cash by going higher or lower on players. Stats like touchdown, receiving yards, interceptions, and much more. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. Sign up now, deposit using promo code FMW to get up to 1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick, baby. Let's go, Underdog! Woo!
Niggas didn't know that, like, 50 didn't know that I did music for the first 3 months of me being on Power. Because I saw how somebody had literally come give him his mixtape and they were like, he threw it out the window.
I was trying to see what the streets felt about it.
Literally. Literally.
He see what the streets feel about
exactly.
it.
So I'm like, damn, I'm never gonna bring this up to this nigga, man. Hell no, like, I'm cool, yo. So then what ended up happening was, and this is God in my favor, this is when Snapchat had just came out, right? So I was meeting with these producers and they were like, yo, we just won this battle on Snapchat, and this guy who works for the label was coming in to take some beats to give back to his big artist.
Right.
So I go in, they're like, yo, you cool with that? I'm like, yeah, cool. This dude comes in, he's like, yo, bro, who's this singing? I'm like, this is me. He was like, oh, that's lit. Well, what else do you do? I was like, well, I'm on a TV show called Power. We're filming right now. I'm playing this character named Dre. He was like, this is crazy. I run the music for G-Unit.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, he was like, yeah, my name is Tony G. I run G-Unit. I was like, he's like, oh, you're the one that 50 been talking about? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, man, I got to hear more music. This is crazy. So he tells me to come to the office the next day. And anybody know, like, if you go to these music meetings, if you get there at 1, you're going to be out like 30 minutes, right? I was late, so I get there at 2, and then 50 walk in at 2:10. And he's like, yo, Ro. So if I was on time, I would have never seen him. But he was like, yo, Ro, what you doing here? I'm like, yeah, Tony brought me in here, bro. Like, he was telling me that, you know, he wanted to hear more of my music. He was like, you do music? He was like, nigga, I've been around you for 4 months and you ain't tell me nothing? I'm like, hey, nigga, I saw what you did day one to that nigga with the mixtape.
Yeah, you trying to see what the streets know about it. I'm cool on you.
Exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good, bro. Now you gonna either hear about it or you gonna hear me on the radio one day. So he was like, I respect that. And that's where the respect really started happening. And then he heard a record I did, Lotto. Mm-hmm. So Lotto was what I had done right before I got Power. And he was like, yo, I love this song. So when we put the song out, it was the #1 most added record in the country on radio. But 3 weeks later, Fifth had fired everybody at G-Unit and started completely over. So at that point, I was like, oh, man. We going, moving.
You said 3 weeks between you getting signed?
I got signed.
And then 3 weeks later.
I got signed November 25th, everybody got fired.
Oh my God.
Damn.
I mean, sorry, signed November, put the record out like maybe Thanksgiving, December 20-something, everybody got fired. Damn. So for me, it was like, oh my God, maybe. So that's when I was OD frustrated, like, man, why do I keep getting these, setbacks? But that's when I had the conversation with Tyrese, and he was like, yo, bro, like, listen, man, just keep killing this. Just stay diligent, stay consistent. They're going to wake up and know what's going on at the right time. So that's what
I'm
it
not
was.
even trying to be funny,
Yeah.
but did you ever feel like 50 signed you because he seen like what you had rocking, on the show? Far as just Brandon, right? Like, let me just go ahead and lock him down real quick.
Yeah.
And y'all wasn't really...
Because it makes sense.
Yeah, it may make sense. At least I got him. He right here next to me.
Yeah.
But not really all the way in tune with what you had going on music-wise and what your vision and everything.
Well...
Because like to go 3 weeks after it, like I'll take that highly disrespectful. Like hold on now.
No. So he separately fired everybody.
Okay.
Like he fired his whole staff. So there was nobody working nothing at G-Unit at that time.
Yeah.
So it wasn't because of anything. It was like it just bad timing. Like he was like, I'm tired of this situation. Let me just rebrand. I'm gonna just keep everybody, So for me, it was like, damn, I got a deal. He's seen that the record moving, but he's such a good businessman that he wouldn't sign anybody that he didn't believe would work. You know what I mean? So, and the show hadn't aired yet.
Oh,
we
damn.
were just filming.
Yeah, okay.
So he didn't know how people were going to react to what Dre was going to do. It just happened that it became what it became. But I got signed 3 months into filming before anything dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought the shit was out.
No, it wasn't out. It wasn't out. And plus, a lot of people don't understand that like the Dre character really wasn't supposed to be as big as it was. My character was supposed to be dead by episode 1 of season 3, like thrown in the trash.
I will say, as a consumer of the show, like I was a big fan of the show. Still, is. Like what made me try to like translate to you music wise was the show. Yeah, like I was a fan of the show, and then in my bed, when that song came out, I'm like, what the fuck? Because your character on here is a villain. Yeah, like I like villains. You a villain. Yeah, but then on here it's like you singing to the ladies, and it's a hard ass song, a remake of a classic.
Thank you, bro.
And it was fired. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, because how did you and Wale connect?